It is the final quarter-final of Pro Series 9, and it's a cracking matchup here, actually. Declan Brennan, who's been one of the players of the year, right in the mix for finals this year, and he's in another quarter-final, up against the former #1 player, Shane Thompson, who is having somewhat of a return to form here in Pro Series 9. He's been down and out for a little while, but the form is starting to return, and he has got his eyes set on a semi-final. Delighted to say, and I think this might be the first time this weekend, Tony, that I am joined by Tony Holgate on commentary, which means I am really looking forward to this, and I hope you all are at home as well.
Hello, Simon. I've missed you.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more about your job in the furniture factory.
Well, it was a department store. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Furniture factory. No, this promises to be an absolute belter. I was going to say cracker, but you can't because he's the safe cracker's playing. But we've had some great matches today, and when I came in early this morning, the first thing, and I was early for my match, and yourself and the great JMO were on that fabulous game between Christophe Lambert and Tom Cousins, and it was just incredible to watch that unfold. And I think all day there's been some intriguing matches. I mean, it really has been a high standard. I don't know, we always say that, but we don't always say that, do we?
No, we don't. Sometimes it isn't, and you know, we've got to call it as it is. But what we have seen today has been brilliant. Declan was fabulous when he came through earlier on against Luke Gilbert, and he had to do it the hard way. He had to win the last three racks to get the victory, and yeah, it really was high quality stuff. And he's in with the first opportunity here, and this is obviously for a place in the semi-finals against the wonder Jack Whelan.
Yeah, that was another one. I came early and saw the last three frames of Declan's comeback. And he put an incredible last couple of balls, the black as well at the end of it, when he's bridging over the yellow that played it off the other yellow in the top corner. Great shot. Nerves of steel, the man from Northern Ireland, and this looks a pretty good start about to happen for Declan. Perfect little nudge there onto that yellow. I'm sure he just dribble the cue ball at the table, probably play the black into the left-hand centre. And just the start you want in a quarter-final, win any match. But when you're at the business end, this really does wonders for your confidence. And down goes the 8-ball, and it's Declan Brennan fires off into the lead here in Blackpool.
I think his game is just fabulous. He's such a good cueist, he's such a good player, so good control, but his patterns and decision making is normally on point. And I think the way he goes about his patterns is so controllable that he has the ability to play at a high level consistently. You know, shouldn't have those dips in form.
Oh, Shane Thompson there comes up dry from his break. The Thompson stare at the table there in disgust. He didn't get a ball.
Really going to be interested to see what Shane Thompson does in 2025. You know, Tom Cousins is now starting to move sports. You know, he's playing various different codes of the game, as are so many players. You know, we saw Jack Whelan, who's, you know, makes no bones about the fact that Chinese 8-ball's now his absolute, you know, main focus. And anything in this version of the game would be a bonus. Whereas I don't know where Shane's at with it, and it'll be interesting to see what he does in 2025, because he did admit to me when we were in America together last week that chopping and changing games is tough, and that's what he's finding hard, and hardest most of all when it comes to this version of the game, which probably should still be his mainstay. I know that the rewards in China are great, but he's not exactly beating the board at you know, he's not really, I mean, he's obviously making money, but he's not in the deep end of the big events at the moment. So it's a case of what does he commit to and how does he go about his year next year. It'll be really interesting for me to see. I mean, whatever he does, he's going to be, you know, a threat, but does he pull back on certain events, focus on one or the other? We shall see.
Yeah, only he can make up his mind, and only he knows deep down inside what is the best route to take. For me, I would always stick to the one that I'm the strongest at, or I feel that I've got the best chance of obviously topping the table, or anywhere near that sort of level. Which if I thought one of them was I had to drop the other to work at that one to get better. I think I Well, I don't think I'll bother. That's just me, though.
Got a feel as he'll do a bit of everything, but he might just be a little
Well, that's
bit
the thing, isn't it?
more controlled with his scheduling, I think, because you heard Tom Cousins talk about it. He doesn't want to, come straight from a tournament in America straight in a few days later to a tournament in England. He wants to have, a time to get on the practice table, get that feel back for a few days. So that's the sort of decisions I think that Shane will probably make, is pull back a little bit here and there on certain events. Time will tell, though. Meanwhile, Declan is going through this rather smoothly.
Nice control once again there from Brennan. Queuing very solidly. Looking majestic out there.
Yeah, what I like about Declan's game, obviously he has great patterns. He's learned from one of the greats in Ronan McCarthy, and he's learned by being beaten up by him as well. Not going to reach, so first opportunity for Shane then in this match. And well, look at this.
Yeah, reds look very inviting indeed.
Yeah, I'd almost fancy these, Tony, and that is saying something.
It is, to be fair.
So hard to see how he can go wrong. I mean, does the 8 ball go bottom left? It doesn't matter. It goes bottom right. Just thinking that all the other reds are on the right-hand side of the table. That's why I'm thinking it like that. But, I mean, there's not really anything that can go too drastically wrong here.
Shane Thompson, of course, one of 2 players left in this event from the southwest of England. Our first semi-final will see the other, which will be coming up after this, which is Greg Batten. He'll be taking on Craig Warderman. Winner of this, of course, will play in the later semi-final, and that will be against Jack Wheeler, who we were speaking about earlier. No problems here now, really, for Shane Thompson. This will be his first frame on the board.
He's gone through this as you expect him to. Just nothing in the way, is there?
Another black in the same pocket as this red. And in goes the black as we breeze through frame number 3.
Oh, cue ball. That's a ball one from Shane Thompson.
Ball in hand from
And
ball.
it looks like he's going to leave a roadmap for
Time running.
Declan as well. Although just the last couple of rolls means it's not absolutely certain.
Yeah, the initial look here was like this is going to be an absolute drop-in finish, and then, like you say, some of the colour reds are coming just to protect a basic finish. There's going to has to be some work to be done for Declan Brennan.
Yeah, if he goes reds, does the red nearest the bottom left corner pass to the bottom left corner, or does it have to go bottom right? Is he looking at the plan? I mean, if he goes yellows, then he's got the one on the cushion and the one guarded by reds. I quite like the reds, the first shot being the key, though. He's a little bit short here.
Could he pop that little plant in and screw the cue ball back, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he wanted to come down for the one sort of second off the bottom cushion next and then deal with those two. The plant is a little bit off angle, so it's a case of where does the red go? Does it go up towards the yellow nearest the 8 ball, and does it tie itself up?
It's one of those, if you could just pinch it and push the red ball into like just above the blue spot, you'd be okay. Well, it's going towards the pocket where the black is. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that'll do. That will do.
But then this red now, he'd like the cue ball just away from the rail a bit and be straight.
I think the bottom one does pass the yellow to the bottom corner. So if he drops this in, he's going to be quite high on it. But then it's just a case of making the pot with probably just a trace of side to kill and change the line of the cue ball just a touch so it tracks the red at the top right. Yeah, you would like to have been where the yellow is rather than where the cue ball is now. We could get there, so you just sometimes have to accept, and he has.
Skinny little cut. Greg Batten was knocking a couple of these in earlier. I never like these shots. I always play them a bit thick.
He's overhit it. He's overhit it.
Or is he underhit it? I'll tell you.
I think he's just okay, you know. I think he's got a shot because he's not absolutely straight on it. I think he can play across it and clip this in. He's not touching it. There is just the tiniest of gaps.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. He was okay.
One more little roll and he would have been touching.
Very nice from Declan.
And he looks like he's sort of, hang on a minute, that's not down to me, that just happens in life. It will happen in any sport. And he's another level, and I really, really think he has all the tools in the box to be, a multiple, world championships. There's nothing that he can't win if he gets his game on the go. I think he's a brilliant player.
Yeah, I'm with you. Mental side of it's definitely been the difference this year. But obviously, I've watched and analysed all the top players in the game, and he's in that special bracket at the top. Forget about what rankings say. Forget about everything else. For me, he's right up there. There are a handful of them, and he is in there with everybody. I know Tom's riding high right now, but Declan. It wouldn't surprise me if over the next 2-3 years, Declan went on and did something like that. And there's a few players that I put in that bracket.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop this guy. Seriously, he has all the shots. He's a fair character as well. Him and Ronan McCarthy are quite the double act.
They certainly are. Just going to play the loss of turn here. Get the cue ball hidden. Would have been slightly easier if he was a touch straighter.
I don't know. I wonder if he's thinking he wants to play this loss of turn and bring the cue ball off the rail, and if he could squeeze it right between the red and the black.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, he's going to play it cushion first. Fooled us all. Now, I'm pretty sure that Shane can get through this gap now and definitely hit a yellow. He can't see the yellow that's the easiest one to pot.
The only one he can pot for me is the one in the open at the top of the table, but it's not particularly friendly.
No, and that's the cue ball going on a around the world in 80 days jobby. So he's not left Shane Thompson an awful lot. Now, where does Shane get a safe? Now, this isn't easy because the cue ball would have to get up to the top, so he's going to have to play this loose yellow. He has gone for the pot as well, and he's made it. A great shot there from Shane Thompson. Not as thin as it looked from the overhead camera that I was looking at, but it was as thin cut all the same. So now playing the yellow down the rail. He's hit that a bit chunky, and now has left Declan Brennan an opportunity. Wasn't an easy shot for Shane Thompson to play. When I was looking at the table now, the red that's a problem for Declan is tucked behind a black ball, but as you can see, he's got a perfect angle on this red at the top of the table just to stun the cue ball down into this side cushion and just kick that red out. The only problem he's going to have is landing on his next ball. He might actually have to land on that one, so still a bit in the lap of the gods. He's refused it. He must fancy just taking it on in the middle. Because that was, if he was going to move it, he'd have used that ball. There's no way he's going to move it now. So going to need some fancy position. In other words, he can't afford to be short of getting on the red that's on the black spot. Too far was okay. Short was you're out the frame.
Still all building up to one big shot in a minute, though, isn't it?
It is. Wants to top it through a little bit, give himself a nice straight angle. Slight cut. See, the thing with this, you want to play this as delicately as possible. But by doing this, you're sending the cue ball towards the side railing. You might be leaving a very, very thin cut with the black. Don't play this at pace and try and get the cue ball out. Unless you're Declan Brennan.
That was nice.
That was nice. I mean, that had to be absolute pinpoint.
Centre pockets just play that touch more generous than we've seen over the last few years, and it allows you to kind of think the way that he thought there and actually have that as a genuine plan. But that's still, we are talking about margins, really. It's very tiny how much bigger they play. Well, he's got a chance. And, well, I was going to say it's a good one. If he could see the red to the top left corner, I think it would be very good. I mean, yellows aren't really a problem. So yellows will work here, actually. He's got the centre pocket, and he's going to go reds, though. There is actually a nice route out on yellows. The yellow in the middle of the table did go right centre. And
red balls in.
Yeah. My gut feel straight away was reds, but I actually like the pattern on yellows that from where he was. Let's see if he can make it work. It's not exactly where he wanted to be straight away. He's back in an awkward spot. I have to play a plant.
Yep. I'd rather play the one in the centre than the long one into the corner. That's pretty good. You can now get to the ball over the top corner. Just looking where he wants to be to play the next one back into the middle. This is pretty much a must-win frame, really, for Shane. Declan's missing absolutely nothing.
He won't want to drift too far past the straight here.
No, he won't.
And just because of where the 8 ball is, looks like he's got quite a bit of angle to hold here. Oh, he's actually played a really good shot.
Yeah, this is perfect. Last 2 balls in the 2 middles.
And then David McNamara earlier on today, and Shane was 3-1 down in that match against against Deej and came back to win 6 straight. Oh, there you go. That's what he wanted.
Ball in hand
And
for ball.
he's got the layout you talked about as well.
Time running.
There you go.
Tony, this is pretty much as good as it gets, this one.
Yep.
There's been some really good layouts in this match. Just talking about the ease of Shane coming through. 7-3 the closest. Different story altogether for Declan. Beat the big dog 7-0 in his first match, but then the next 2 games were both deciding frames. Morgan McInnes and Luke Gilbert.
Well, that Gilbert game was 6-4 down.
Yeah.
This match is breezing along. Potentially this will be 4-3 and we're not going to be even halfway through on the clock. That's a little bit straight. Might just have to run this in and play the yellow from nearer the middle unless you can squeeze a little bit out of it. You can squeeze an awful lot out of it. I'm looking at overhead and that looks nearly straight.
Just pinch the pocket, a little bit aside, and down you come.
Shane wants now knock this black in and then get a thunderous break in the next frame and have about 4 balls off the break and we could be back level.
Well, back on serve.
We are.
Shane to break next. Trails by 1.
He got himself over the line.
Good control of the cue ball, but nothing else will drop. So you got 2 out of 3 in terms of the comeback, and he's halted here.
Yep, very despondent looking Shane Thompson trudges back to his chair. And also Declan Brennan now has found a new spring in his step.
Red ball's in play.
Just look at the layout of the Reds.
Yeah, tough one to see how he goes wrong as well. We've had so many good layouts in this match, actually.
We already know his last red. In fact, we know the route.
Yeah.
This is an absolute gimme finish. Shane's probably looking on thinking, if only I'd got 1 ball, I'd have been knocking these in now and it would be 4 each.
We don't have golden breaks and golden ducks in the Pro Series, but this will feel like a golden duck to Shane Thompson because this was just the perfect layout for him.
Oh, Shane could have put his hand on the table, just pushed the balls to the referee, said, tell you what, just give him that one.
Yeah, let's get on with the next.
Yep.
But we've had a few. You know, Declan could have done that as well a couple of times.
Nothing to do really with the cue ball, just run it in. And this for 5-3 for the man from Northern Ireland. And in it goes, clean as a whistle, Declan Brennan completes what he probably would consider one of the easiest finishes he's been presented with as a professional pool player. You'll probably find Declan has a really good break here, pots loads of balls and has an easy layout.
Ooh, cue ball was saved.
It was. That was going straight into the corner.
And look at this again. I mean, we are seeing so many good layouts.
But look at this cue ball. It's going straight towards that corner. Wow.
Oh, that's going to be sore one for Shane Thompson. That really will be. I don't think I can remember a match where we've seen so many good layouts. Normally there's, you know, as a professional pool player, you'll take one problem to solve, you know, and the rest are laid out nicely. You take one problem to solve with some good ammunition to solve that problem. We're seeing frame after frame after frame where there's nothing to do. It's just plot your route, and well, with these two guys, that, you know, they're not going to make mistakes with these layouts.
No, and it's just each ball is like a little stepping stone going up the table towards the black on this finish.
So left too much angle on the previous one, which means he's left too much angle again here. Can he kill the cue ball? Probably not. So is he looking to come a different way round?
Yeah, this one was all born from, like you say, about 3 shots ago, just dropped a little bit short. And we're talking like 1 inch. That's made a difference because every shot since he's been slightly out. That's really nicely done. Now we can just run this in the middle.
As long as he doesn't flip the 8 ball. Does throw a little bit wider, he's just got to be careful.
He'll squeak past there. I think it's just thin enough that it just squeaks past.
Yeah, comfy, comfy.
Well, this black to put Declan Brennan on the hill and on the verge of making tonight's semi-final.
Oh, monster.
Cue ball coming down the bottom.
And once again, it's a great layout. The only difference this time is the first shot.
Can he get past the black to see that red over the bag?
I think he can. If not, he's got to take the one inside it. Played the plant in the end.
Yeah, played it pretty well.
Still not in perfect position, but he's got a chance from here.
I don't think there's any worry about the match clock. We've only just gone over halfway stage in the entire match, so we're not going to see any sort of chance of a 6-red shootout. Should Shane make the comeback, he will be able to make the comeback and get all the way over the line. And just put this one over the bag and just screw behind the one that's near the rail, just and play that one next. That's what I'd like to be doing. That's what he tried to do. He didn't get into it enough.
Just shows from the starting position, doesn't it, that this was such a good layout, but the first shot was difficult, that he's just working a little bit more than the previous layouts.
Well, he's been lucky enough that just passed through the gap.
Yeah, when I was starting that sentence, I didn't realise it did, so I thought he was going to have a couple of off-angle shots.
Nicely done by Shane. And here's one back.
Yep, just got to keep believing. Take any chance that comes your way.
Cue ball.
Foul.
It's
This
not been
time.
saved this time.
Ball in hand from Bork.
He
Now
was
then.
flirted with it last time and he had it saved. But
Time running.
can Shane Thompson park these reds
Yeah, look at this
in their
again.
pockets? Yeah.
Again, it's there's not really much. There's a touch more than previous, but we're really splitting hairs in saying that. There's a chance that Declan Brennan doesn't touch the table again until he's breaking off at 6-6 here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So he's going to go high of the yellow that's above the two reds to play the red into left centre. Don't know if he'll be able to drop that in and play on one of the other reds to opposite centre. Looks like he'd have a touch of angle on it. That's the shot that I'm kind of...
Yeah.
Gets that shot right, everything should be simple.
He's got plenty of angle here, so I wonder if he's going to come downstairs to the red that's just below the black. Or come back up again.
Yeah, I didn't... Yeah. It was just one of those. You were never going to get nicely straight on it, but I guess you played it with control. A little bit surprised he didn't play for its second shot, just in case it didn't come out perfect, but he'll take this, to be honest.
A little bit shorter than he'd have wanted, but he's got a clear view of that top right hand corner. Now this is where the control's needed. Does he pump this round the two cushions, or does he try and hold for the red into the right hand centre? I wouldn't like trying to hold that on this table. I think I'd play off the side cushion, bottom cushion, and try and come out over on the right hand side, but I think Shane will probably try and hold, which he has done. He's played that pretty well. He can use the yellow that's on the rail there as a buffer to hold for the black as well. If he cuts this into the middle. Well,
There's one way to get there, isn't it?
yeah.
That'll work. Reverse finish for Shane Thompson. And he has the break in the next to go all square, potentially. Oh, I thought it was going to be dry for a second. He did find a ball. I thought every corner pocket felt like it hit jaws, and the one in the centre.
And he's got two. Got one of each.
Yeah, red went in fairly early. I didn't see actually, and then the yellow fell in.
I feel he's got to try and attempt this yellow into the middle bag.
Mistake. How big is that going to be?
That's the first missed pot in the entire match. I think as a genuine
Yep, with you. Agreed.
pot.
Has he left a yellow on though? I mean, it's a thin clip into the right centre. Is there anything better than that? Because the thin clip into the right centre, you're losing the cue ball quite dramatically. If the straighter pot goes, and happy days, this is a chance to win the match.
Can you get that one into the top
Oh,
corner?
it goes.
It does.
It does go. And this is mind your work time now for Declan Brennan.
A very excited looking Declan Brennan as well. He can barely contain himself. The balls are there for him to get himself into tonight's second semi-final. will there be another twist in the tail? Well, he's going to have to be going cushion first.
No, I think he's got just enough angle.
Do you?
Yeah, I think there's more angle there than you think. I think he can just use the left side cushion and spin it out. Might even screw the gap, you know. Well, he is going cushion first. Plays it well.
Now he's happy.
One more good positional shot. Get in line on the next one. It will be over.
Wants to track a bit more.
Yeah, straight's perfect.
That's bang on, isn't it?
No, I think he's a couple of rolls short.
No, I think you can dribble it in. Just enough, I think.
He's happy. He's playing it quickly, so I think that probably tells us you are right. Yeah. Pretty good at this commentating, Tony.
Well, you know. The Cape Crusader and all of that.
This has been such a high-quality match. It really has. I know we've talked about the layouts and they've had some good ones, but you've still got to play brilliantly to make the game look as easy as they have. One mistake in the whole match, and it was Shane Thompson that made it in frame 12. That's the difference, and that sees Declan Brennan move on. He's got Jack Whelan for company in the semi-finals of Pro Series 9. Let's hear from him next.